Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk super briefly if I can, because I have a tendency to talk for a long time, but I do want to talk about why I created a community for women in Madrid called Holistic Madrid. So this is a video that's relevant both for you if you're considering creating a community specifically on Facebook and maybe even in like expat cities, environments such as Madrid, similar to what I've been doing, or if you are in Madrid and if you're curious of what is Holistic Madrid or why I started in the first place. So that's kind of what I will be covering super quickly in this video that I will try and make super short and sweet. So yeah, on July 11th, 2019, I created the community Holistic Madrid in Madrid on Facebook. I basically started out creating the community because I felt like there was a lack of such a community in Madrid that was very specific on gathering women in Madrid who are like-minded in terms of maybe wanting to live like a healthy, happy, holistic lifestyle in Madrid. That's usually what I would say, like, it's the motto of the group is the community for women who want to live a healthy, happy, holistic life in Madrid, which is the capital of Spain, where I have been living up until March 2020. So up until March this year, and then I left because of COVID, but I'm definitely planning on going back to Madrid hopefully very soon. The plan was actually this month in September, but let's see if it will be within this year or like early next year. It really, I don't know, nowadays it's super hard to like tell what the future will hold anyway. But so basically that was my idea in the beginning of why I wanted to create Holistic Madrid. It has definitely been an experience where I've learned a lot. It has been an experience where I've learned a lot about creating a community. It has been an experience where I've learned about myself. And yeah, it has been fun to create. So one of the reasons also why I created Holistic Madrid is that there are obviously other groups on Facebook for people in Madrid, and whenever I would meet up with people in those kind of groups, I always felt like it was the same conversation. Like you always end up, because you don't know each other, and it can be like a little bit awkward in the beginning when you're like meeting people. And I don't know, I've even sometimes been called brave for like meeting up with people that you don't know, but like that's just life as an expat, I feel like, at least. And I've made some beautiful friendships thanks to Holistic Madrid and thanks to other groups as well on Facebook. But yeah, basically whenever I would go to like events from other groups, I literally felt like the conversation was always like, who are you, where you're from, how long have you been in Spain, what do you do you have a boyfriend or not, is he the reason why you're in Spain, blah 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 blah. And while I know that's super normal, of like that's the sort of questions that you would ask to get to know to a person, it's just, I don't know, I just felt like you would go there and never really walk away with like lifelong friends, or even like friends that you would make for a long time, for maybe a year or something like that. You never know how long friendships will last anyway. But I didn't feel like that so deep connection when going and meeting people in such a manner. So also another thing that I was trying to like kind of steer clear of quite early on with Holistic Madrid is that whenever we were doing events, we would do like a presentation round, because it makes people super uncomfortable. Like there was sometimes girls would like come and be like, oh, can we like go around the table and people can like say who they are, where they're from, and all these things. And while that's very natural that you want to know the people that you are with, it really depends if you're an extrovert or an introvert. And if you're introverted like me, then people don't like that suddenly that everybody's looking at you and you like have to say something. It just feels weird. So we didn't really do that much at events from Holistic Madrid, because the group very quickly ended up being a group for women in Madrid who maybe have been in Madrid for a long time and actually finally could create friendships with others based on similar interests, especially on topics that could be like woo. So for example, like we would very quickly talk about like astrology, or we would very quickly talk about like veganism, or we would very quickly talk about tarot reading, like so many different topics that normally you would probably not talk with a person that you just met. But at Holistic Madrid groups events, we kind of had a very good mixture of like people who had already been there for lots of events and people who were new to the event. So it was a very welcoming environment, and we could very quickly start a conversation without having to do the presentation round, and we just end up having those questions come in naturally, and that made it just such more enjoyable experience. So yeah, boiled down, Holistic Madrid is basically created to have a space for women in Madrid who want to meet like-minded people, both online and offline, and ask questions about like holistic health and healthy living, and at the same time meet like-minded women and have a very good time together. So that's kind of how I ended up creating the group, and it was so much fun. We did a lot of events before COVID, and I've definitely, as I said, learned a lot about myself, because one of the things that I have definitely learned and I have been reflecting on about a lot during COVID is my tendency to do people pleasing and my tendency to kind of like not being unplanned, but like unstructured and just really just going with the flow. I am Cancer sign and I just ride the wave, and sometimes I just get lost in it. So COVID for me has definitely been a very good time for like reflection on what I want to do with Holistic Madrid. And I do want to say as well, the group has like grown to have 1,100 members or something like that, and it's definitely not about the numbers, but yeah, I was very surprised about the interest in such a group and such a topic. Pleasantly surprised, and I also really want to say that I've just really enjoyed having the group grow thanks to its members, thanks to a lot of people who have been helping with like creating events or coming to events or spreading the word and just like creating a very good atmosphere. It's definitely a group that was like created by me, obviously on July 11th last year, but it has grown thanks to the women who have been involved with the group all along. So I'm super grateful for that, and I also have made amazing connections with people who have become my best friends, and which have helped me also grow in terms of Holistic Madrid. Because yes, what I'm saying is in terms of me being a people pleaser is that at some point I ended up creating mainly events or things that I thought people wanted rather than what I wanted, maybe. Where all along the group has not had the purpose of me being as involved as I ended up being, obviously because of myself and my nature of who I am. I just, when I dive in super much. But yeah, I just ended up riding the wave a little bit too hard, and I ended up creating a huge amount of events and like almost not burnout, but almost like it became too much because I was not thinking about structure. I was not thinking about what would be ideal both for the group and for myself. And that's also why I say that's why it's super fun for me actually to create a community. And that's why I encourage, if you love personal development and if you love being around with people and challenging yourself, like I literally came from having social anxiety up until like April, May 2019, so a couple of months before the group was created. I was like in bed, I couldn't leave the house, and I wanted to hang out with people, but it made me scared, or like it made me feel uncomfortable, and then something just clicked and I created Holistic Madrid, and then that helped me spend more and more time with people and socialize more and more. So if you're huge in terms of like personal development and learning about yourself and meeting other people at the same time, then I can definitely recommend creating a community like Holistic Madrid, or like it can be any other kind of community. You can also do solely community like online. Obviously there are a lot of Facebook groups where people have like where they're creating like online events or just hanging out and like talking about similar topics, and there are support groups for so many different things, and like food suggestion groups or all these things on Facebook. So I can definitely recommend thinking out of the box and maybe doing a group like that. For me, myself, in terms of like the future of Holistic Madrid, it is definitely going back to my original purpose of the group, which is definitely, it's a group created for its members and not for me to be super involved. I'm so passionate about connecting with people online. I am very much an introvert, and it can be a little bit challenging for me to meet up with people in person. It can be very challenging for me to connect with people face to face and like dive deep into the conversation. It really depends on, like, I'm an empath as well, so it depends on people's energy, it depends on the vibe, and it depends on my mood, and it depends on the moon, and it depends on so many different things. So for me, like, obliging myself to that level where I was doing 3 to 4 events per week, that was not healthy for me. But again, lots of fun. I've literally had one of the best years in my life, and I've experienced so many nice things and met such wonderful people. But yeah, for the future of Holistic Madrid, it is definitely mainly focused on like how I can bring value to people online, and then have like create the frame of a good, healthy, holistic community for women in Madrid. But I don't have to be as involved. It will definitely be the members who I from time to time really just encourage to, like, if you want to meet up with people, then write in the group and say, hey, anybody wants to go for coffee? I know that can be super fearful, like people can be very scared of speaking like that in public, but like whenever there's been girls doing that, and then you like get so many comments of people who are like, yes, I really want to meet up. Like I remember there was one girl who did that once, and then she got like 50 comments of people that wanted to meet up. So sometimes you just need to be that person to speak up, and then everybody will like, will jump on board. So yeah, definitely that's the future of Holistic Madrid. It's basically having the group and hopefully have people be more involved in terms of like, asking questions about Madrid, suggesting things to do, suggesting good things, places to eat, or like how to get, like where to get good beauty treatments, or literally it can be anything of how you feel good inside out in terms of holistic health. And just have people like post whatever they want to and feel whatever they want to, and hopefully that can help them live their best life in Madrid. That's definitely purpose of the group. And then whenever we can go back to normal, we'll do like, I don't know, maybe a couple events per month or something like that. And definitely mainly like we've had so much fun when we've like gone out for brunch, or we've had so much fun when we've done picnic, or like go out to like eat at vegan places. So something like that, like I would be happy to continue hosting, but I definitely will put like a maximum on myself on how many events I can do per month. But also at the same time, I've definitely not reached this point on my own. Definitely a lot of people have been helping with creating Holistic Madrid, and Teresa, who's like my partner in crime, my bestie that I've met thanks to the group, who's been there almost since day one, and who I've just instantly connected with since day one. She's like my soul sister. And that's the beauty of meeting people online. But yeah, I've literally connected with one of the best possible human beings thanks to the Facebook group, and she's helping me a lot for the future in terms of like creating events and being more involved. So it's not mainly just me obviously doing events, and again, that was like never the purpose of the group. I literally just created a group to have people have like a safe space to live their best life in Madrid and connect with like-minded women and have lots and lots of fun. So yeah, I hope that this has brought you value of some kind, and that you have kind of maybe learned of, gotten inspired to maybe how you can create a community, or maybe what you're wondering questions about why I created Holistic Madrid, so you can like now maybe hopefully you've gotten answers to that. And in general, if you have any questions in terms of like building your own community through Facebook, making a Facebook group and creating events and stuff, you're very welcome to always send me any message. I prefer to write on Instagram, so I'll pop that below. That's like my main communication channel. So I mainly speak with people through my Instagram because I just find that easiest. And besides that, obviously you can also just write in the comments below if you have any questions for regarding Holistic Madrid. And besides that, I just hope that you have a wonderful day. And if you want to help me support me building my channel, please remember to subscribe and hit the like button below and hit the notification bell. Those 3 things will definitely help me grow my YouTube channel. So if you enjoy my content and what I'm sharing, then that's a way of how you can support me. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.